So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hi, villains, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. On a night where Aston Villa welcome back, well, potentially welcome back Jack Grealish to Villa Park. Yes, I am in my sitting room. Yes, I'm not in my podcasting boudoir. You go in, you spend half a year's wages on a bloody new podcasting boudoir. And a child decides she wants to kick up. So we have a very special guest that you might hear in the background. Might be given out about a couple of things that I say here, although she's nice and quiet at the moment. But yes, I am holding a baby while I am trying to do this podcast. So I do apologize in advance for anything that you might hear. Paddy is on his way. He will be he will be here later on, and he's actually over in the ground himself at the moment, so we will be getting one or two bits and pieces from him to see what this is the maddest thing I've ever done, to see what the feeling is like over there. Obviously there's been a lot of talk about to boo or not to boo and so on, but I don't know. I'm kind of between two minds. I look, focus on our own team and forget about, like, he's just another player playing for Man City at the moment. And look, should he be playing this week, or should he be playing today, or should he come on, or should he come off the bench, or should he start, or whatever the case may be? Just another player, just, clap him onto the field, whatever. I wouldn't make this about Jack Grealish at all. This is about Aston Villa trying to get 3 points today and trying to rocket up the league, and continue Steven Gerrard's great start to the season. I see actually Broken is here, and Broken, to boo or not to boo. I suppose, as I mentioned there, just myself, my first inkling is just treat him like any other player. Yeah, look, be professional about it, I suppose, but the fans, I don't know. If I was probably in the stadium and I was 7 or 8 points in, I would probably be saying boo him. I just don't know. I don't know what way I'd feel. I might be overcome by emotion. Personally, I would just treat him like any other player, because that's what he is now until he comes back to us. I love this one from Fred Red. Says each Clarendon Blue club takes turns going on unbeaten streaks. Goodbye West Ham. Hello Villa. Absolutely, I'd absolutely love that. And we're on an unbeaten streak now at the moment, and long may it continue. Rob Henry says booing is a bit sad, really. History is history. Look to the future. Just be glad we got 100 million and not the pittance City and Man United would have, or I'm not sure what Sowers and Man United would have paid, but that's, I think that's right as well. 100 million is 100 million. Look, if Aston Villa come out of this with anything today, that's what we want this to be remembered for, not for the Jack Grealish grudge match. I suppose that's where I come down on it myself. Brian Coddy says that's dedication, man. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying my best here, and I can't believe that she's being so quiet, because she was screaming. Literally, that's why the intro lasted for so long, and I didn't come on afterwards. I had a screaming child, literally, in my arms. There's Paddy. Jesus, thanks be to God. I never thought I'd be so happy to see Paddy, adding him to the stream. Paddy, where are you? Paddy?
I'm in the whole pub.
You're in the whole pub, in the Jacks in the whole pub or something?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. I can hear you. I don't know. Can you hear me?
I'm not in the Jacks. I'm in the. I can. I can hear a baby. I can hear a baby too, Neil. What's going on?
That's because there is a baby, Paddy. A lot has happened since you've gone to Birmingham. A lot has happened. There is. There's a child here beside. There's a child here with me. Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah, gestation periods are very, very short. I think there's a bit of a delay with you, Paddy, at the moment. I think there's a bit of a delay. But we were just saying there, you're in the whole pub. What's the feeling like out of the ground? If you can hear me, I'm not quite sure. I think I might be a bit delayed. Yeah, I think there's a bit of a delay there. Paddy will come back on there. He'll make his way out and see what the crack is. But as you see, Paddy is over there. He's in the whole pub, which is great. Great to see more representation over there, and hopefully he continues his good luck charm status from the Brighton game onto tonight as well. Dermot says, brilliant to see me multitasking. Yeah, this is a rarity to see me multitasking this much. I can guarantee you that. And James says, and they say men can't multitask. Oh shit, I'm after losing Paddy there. I just took him off for a moment until I could see if his internet got any better. Kahua says, here's a fee for the child appearance in our credit union book. Thanks so much, Kahua. That's it. Do you hear that? We won't have to set you up in a credit union account in the morning. Thanks so much. I really appreciated that. Here's Paddy back again. Let's see if he can hear us a small bit better. Paddy, can you hear us a small bit better there? Is it still delayed?
I can hear you.
Yeah, you got me. The delay is a lot less there. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Oh, and so can this lady. This isn't going to make for a very good audio podcast between the delay with Paddy and the baby grunting here beside me. I don't know what this is going to sound like when it goes out in the audio version. Anyway,
good people of Aston Villa have given me this room upstairs, and it's fucking outrageous.
The internet is outrageous as well, Paddy, because you can barely hear you. You're cutting in and out. Yeah, can't hear you at all. Well, we can hear you, but it's very robotic, Paddy.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
But they've given me this room in the whole suite. I don't know whether you can hear me or not, but
can know.
I got incredibly sidetracked today and had a few drinks. So here I am in the whole pub. Way too late than I expected to get here, but I'm here anyway.
Good luck, as I say. It's good to see you still over there. But I don't know what the delay is like there. But what's the feeling around the ground, Paddy, about the game tonight? No, I think the delay is just too much. I'm going to take you off there, Paddy. The delay is just too much for the moment.
You know what?
Enjoy the game.
The most incredible, humble experience of coming in on the train.
Yeah, sorry there, guys. I just popped Paddy off there. As I said, the delay is a small bit too much there for the moment. For the moment there, we just take a look at some of the rest of your comments there as well. Josh, my excitement for Gerrard and our instant improvements are overriding any ill will towards Jack, we move. Exactly. Yeah. As I say, we're a different team now, different club. Did you stop grunting? We're a different team now. We're a different club, I think, and we'll see what way tonight goes. Oh no, I don't like that face. We'll see what way tonight goes. But this is never work with children and animals, isn't that what they say? And she's both at the moment. We might have to cut this one a small bit short if I can't get this suitor to stay in her mouth. This is absolutely so unprofessional. This is probably the worst, most unprofessional I've ever been. Si, good to have you on board. Even Neil couldn't go tonight as I live in the Northwest, and because of the stupid kick-off time, none of my group could go, so driving alone would have been expensive with Sunday to come. That's a fair point as well. 8:15, having it coincide with the Merseyside derby, all for Amazon Prime and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know who was thinking of where with regards to that one, but it's it's one of those things, I suppose, that would hinder an awful lot of the regular fans that would be going to games like this. Fred, thank you so much for the Babies University Fund. Yeah, she's just going to sleep now, so if it's a sleep fund, I'll be delighted with that. Her eyes are closing here, and that's good enough for me. Hook C says, very tired of the Grealish nonsense. The Twitter post was dumb, but move on. Yeah, look, I suppose there's going to be tons and tons of different opinions on this one for sure. And I suppose the best way to, the best and most communal opinion that we can have is to have 3 points tonight and just kind of draw a line under it, because it really is. It's something that everybody else wants to talk about, I think, bar us as fans an awful lot of the time, for sure. Miles says Paddy looked well full. I don't know. Jason says best thing ever having a new baby. Yeah, it is the best thing ever having a new baby, just not when you're trying to do a podcast. But this is actually pretty. She's okay. She's been pretty good now, so I do I do appreciate that. And Paul is looking for a wave. Oh, I was going to use her hand there to wave, but there we go. That's what you get. That's what you get. Guys, we're coming close to the team announcement. Let me just check. I'm not going to be able to pop it up on the screen because, as you can imagine, my hands are full. But we will go down through it. I will call it out from Twitter. There is all that Aston Villa have up at the moment is that there's diversions in operation at the minute, which is not really going to hinder us in this. So he says, is that your baby or under 23 size in the meeting? Yeah, she could be. Hopefully she'll be over there playing with Aston Villa women's team come soon. That would be good. Ronan O'Reilly, from one father to another. Ewan, thanks so much, Ronan. Really, really appreciate that as well. Christopher says, I'm at a loss for words seeing Neil live stream with a baby in his arms. Don't let caring for your child stand in the way of the Villa. Well, look, I'm a big believer in you can do everything. There's a way and a means to do everything, and compromise is the longest word and the shortest word in the English language, I think. So it can be done. It can be done. As long as you guys don't mind, I don't mind. And as long as she doesn't start screaming, I don't mind as well. So we're just coming close to it, about a minute and a half away from the team sheet being announced. Chris, delighted to hear that as well. Sorry, Chuff and Trains, should I say, had a rubbish day at work. This has made me smile tonight. Cheers. Well, if it does nothing else other than make people smile, then that's fantastic. Kevin Blackwell says that she could get in the Latvia team, or the Georgia team. The Irish ladies team beat Georgia 11-0 last night as well. So there was a lot of big results in the women's football last night too. For sure. We're getting close to team announcement here. I suppose my own view on what way I want to see the team line up tonight. I think that Gerrard isn't going to be, he's obviously not going to be naive. I think Michael Beale isn't going to be naive either as well. And I think that we're going to set up very, very cagey. I don't expect us to go gung-ho tonight, even though it is at Villa Park. I do expect us to be very, very, very measured in midfield. I expect our two full backs to stay a small bit more further back than normal, and I would, as he said in his pre-match piece, Danny Ings, it's going to come too early for him. He's not going to start. So I would imagine Ollie Watkins is going to run himself into a pulp in the field today, that he's going to be He's going to be everywhere, and he's going to try and get in amongst John Stones and Ruben Diaz and see what happens there. But realistically, curtailing the likes of Bernardo Silva, should he start? Pep was given out about them being threadbare at the moment, which to me makes no sense considering when you look at their squad. He just needs to trust the younger players. Like back in the day when they had some similar injury issues, and next thing all of a sudden Zinchenko was given a start. I can't remember who the manager was that gave him the start, but when they did give him the start, he replayed their fate, and he's now still in the team. Yeah, that's all right. Aaron, yeah, Aaron agrees. He was still in the team, so I think Pep has to do that, but I don't know, is Pep willing to do that at this moment in time? Team news should be out any second now. I'm just going to take this opportunity to try and... Oh, you be quiet, Joe. No, there you go. Got your Doddy back. Team news should be out. And we have a team, and it is Martinez in goals, Matty Cash, Konza, Mings in target, McGinn, Nakamba, Douglas Luiz comes back into the team instead Jacob Ramsey. Buendia, Watkins, and Bailey start up front. So Buendia is back in the team. Watkins and Leon Bailey, with the subs bench being Jed Steer, Courtney House, Tuanzebe, Ashley Young, Sanson, Ramsey, Chuck Moeka, El Ghazi, and Davis. Interesting. And to be honest with you, a very grown up and professional lineup I think he's got there. What he seems to have done here is he's brought Buendia in there to chase the living daylights out of whoever's going to be in there, whether it's going to be Fernandinho inside in that defensive midfielder role. Watkins is going to run his legs off, and I think Bailey is going to be the out ball, leaving Douglas Luiz and Nakamba and McGinn to set up very, very narrow in the middle, drive everything wide, and then I can imagine our back four will stay home an awful lot tonight. So I don't be too surprised if we don't bomb forward and don't get a lot of shots on goal and set up in a very contained situation here. But I'm happy with that team. I'm absolutely happy with that team. I'm happy with the subs bench. It would be better, obviously, if we had someone like Ings to come on to keep their centre halves guessing later on in the game. But it emerged recently, or emerged today, should I say, that Steven Gerrard is a big fan of Keenan Davis. So let's see if he trusts him to bring him on against Man City today, and see what he can do against Ruben Diaz and John Stones. But yes, no, Ramsey is a big one for me. No, Ramsey isn't even on the bench as far as I recall as well. There, I just can't get to the team now at the moment. But it's an interesting one. Maybe he's just trying to manage his minutes. Maybe he's trying to manage his game time. Who knows? But Jacob Ramsey not being in the team, I suppose, is a surprise. But you have a Brazilian international and Douglas Luiz there as well tonight. So I don't think we're going to lose as much as we think in that department without Jacob Ramsey. Just get to some of your comments there. Richard Claus says your little one has talked more sense than Michael Owen has, to be fair. I don't know whether to agree or disagree with that one. Fred Red says poor lineup. Ramsey and Ashley Young should have started. Bailey can't play on the left. Con Villain says Grealish is on the bench, so he doesn't start. So there we go. Will he be introduced to lift their performance, or will he be introduced to rescue a game for them, or whatever? It's going to be difficult. As Ramsey is on the bench. Sorry, guys. Yeah, as I say, I couldn't get back to the team there again. Ramsey being on the bench, I called his name out. But there's an interesting one here from Miles. Davis must be a training ground player because everyone always rates him. And they do rate him. You know, Dean Smith rated him. There was a lot of teams in the Championship are looking to sign him on loan. Gerrard wanted to sign him on loan for Rangers, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work out because he got injured in the, I think it was in the Was it in the last preseason game or was it in one of the early season games? I can't remember, but obviously the injury scuppered that as well. But look, there's no time limit. What I always say is there's no time limit in somebody's delivery. What I mean by that, there's no time limit in somebody's development. And what I mean by that is you can go down through the years where people only start to come good, 26, 27. And look, if he becomes a Premier League footballer that scores 6, 7 goals a season, or even that, if that's what he becomes, or he goes down to the Championship and he scores 11 goals a season, let's say that his ceiling is Shola Amiobi. Well, he'd be able to do a job for somebody, within the pyramid. And he could end up doing a job for Villa. Like, let's just say he comes on tonight and nods within. No one's actually going to be giving out about Keenan Davis. But, as I say, he hasn't really done it so far. And can he improve any further? He'll need to stay fit to do so. But, it's completely up to him and up to his application. And hopefully we'll see we'll see that with Aston Villa. Should Stephen Gerrard think that is the case. Richard says Watkins holds the ball up better. He'll be starved of possession, so staying positive. Watkins would want to hold on to the ball a small bit better than he did against than he did the last day against Crystal Palace. I think that was one of the weaker areas. He chased, but obviously his hold-up play just wasn't there last week. But then again, he was up against Tompkins and Gray, and he had those two hulks in front of him as well, as I mentioned before, Kouate and Milivojevic. So he might have I'm not going to say he's going to have an easier prospect today, because obviously we're playing against one of the foremost teams in Europe. But I think I don't think we're going to see a lot of balls high to him. I think a lot of balls will be played into space. And if Villa can get those triangles moving in around midfield, who knows what can happen here. Let's try and take an early lead. I think St. Gerrard might do that. He might try and hit them on the break for an early lead and then see what can happen from there. But you know yourself that, like, when you play against Man City, the earliest start, like getting an early goal might be the worst thing you could do. Best thing you could do is like we did against Man United and score in the 89th minute and cling on for dear life. So I suppose it's going to be really interesting to see how we set up. We're in Villa Park under the lights. Obviously, we're not on Sky or anything like that. We're on Amazon Prime. The cameras will be there. Jack Grealish is on the bench. There's going to be a lot to play for in this game, and 3 points would be absolutely huge for Aston Villa Football Club tonight. It's 3 points that we would almost rob from the oblivion of expectation, because no one expects us to win tonight, and I hate being in that situation where no one expects us to win, because it's almost seen, and you see the way that the media will portray this: Villa go out and win, and then it's like, oh, Man City were poor. Man City were poor tonight. Or Villa go out and lose 6-0. Man City were great. Like, they'll never say Villa were poor tonight. So it's either it's expected that Man City will win, but even if Villa scrape a 1-0 win, it's like, oh, Man City were wasteful and they were poor. Same thing happened. Like you and I keep going back to it. Like, you see some of the great wins that Aston Villa have had over the last 12 months, and you see some of the wins Aston Villa have had over the last 12 months, and sometimes the narrative is that the other team was poor, as opposed to Aston Villa being really good. I think this podcast might come to a forced end in a moment, but hopefully we win tonight. And as I say, that's probably going to do it for this podcast. I don't think this will ever see the light of day again. But thanks so much, everybody, for listening, for watching. Sorry I couldn't get your comments. This has been absolutely mental, and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to do this again. But thanks so much, everybody, for listening, for watching. And she's laughing at me now as opposed to crying. So thanks so much, everybody, for listening and watching. And listen, get in front of your TVs or get in front of your wherever you are, and let's watch the game, and let's hope that Aston Villa win. Apologies about tonight, everybody. I hope you had a bit of a laugh at my expense, but all that's left to say is up the Villa.